All right, so here's the Unit 1 test review. So I would advise you to first work through these problems on your own and then check yourself with me. So here we go, we're gonna go through number 1. Number 1 says to evaluate. So we're gonna follow the order of operation, which is PEMDAS. So we first do parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication, then addition and subtraction. So we're gonna do parentheses first. So 4 minus 10 is -6. I'm gonna do exponents. So 2 squared is 4. And then we're gonna do multiplication. 4 plus, and this is 3 times -6, which is -18. And then we're going to do addition. So 4 plus -18, which is -14. So -14 is our answer. So you can kind of tell these are probably going to be multiple choice, but so just keep that in mind when you're working through these. And ways that they're going to try to trip you up on the test is maybe multiplying instead of adding. They'll mess you up as far as the order of PEMDAS goes, so just be really careful. Okay, here we go. So we're going to evaluate, so we're plugging in -2 for anywhere where we see an M. So we're going to kick out that M, and we're going to replace it with a -2. And so we'll get 4 times -2 squared is 4 minus 3. 4 minus 3 is 1, so 4 times 1 is equal to 4. So 4 is our answer. All right. Let's just keep moving. So it says simplify. So when we're looking at this, you're going to see, okay, this is telling me to divide each one of these terms by -3. So let's just do that. So 12 divided by -3 is -4. And I'm going to keep the variable. -24 divided by -3, this is a negative divided by negative, so this becomes a positive 8y. 9 divided by -3 becomes -3z plus 3z. And so then after that, we're just gonna combine like terms. We have like terms right here. So this becomes -4x plus 8y, and then -3z plus 3z just is 0. So this is our answer. All right, moving down to number 4. Which equation matches the phrase? So you can tell by the wording, it's probably going to be multiple choice, so just be careful. Which equation matches the phrase the quotient of 2 and a number m is 20? So quotient means division. So we're going to do 2 divided by m is equal to 20. That's it. Or this could also be written 2 divided by m. So just keep that in mind. All right, which equation matches the phrase twice the sum of a number z and 12, so sum is addition, okay, is equal to 40. So we're going to do 2 times, right, twice, but we're going to put in parentheses if you see of. Okay, the sum of a number z, so we're doing addition because it says sum equals 40. All right, so ways they're going to throw you off is not including these parentheses or something like that. So just be careful. I can sneeze. Sorry about that. All right, I don't have corona, I promise. All right, so the cost of buying a book on Amazon is $3 less than buying it in a bookstore. Which expression best models the cost of a book on Amazon if the bookstore price is $B? So be careful, we're trying to represent an expression or create an expression that represents the cost of buying a book on Amazon is $3 less. So we're going to take the normal bookstore price, which is B, and we're going to subtract 3 from it. Okay, so make sure you're not doing 3 minus B. We're taking those $3 away from the original price. Okay, so This one really trips people up because guess what they do? They do 3 minus b, which is not the same thing as b minus 3, so just be very careful. All right, and a good way to check that is say, make this a number, right? Make this like 8, okay? The bookstore price is $8, it's saying $3 less, okay, that's gonna be $5. So I know I'm taking 3 away from that bookstore price. If we're doing the other way around, it'd be 3 minus 8, which would give me -5, which we're not paying negative dollars for a book, okay? So just make sure you can even plug in numbers to help you out there. All right, the product. Product means multiplication. So product of 4 and a number n, so we can write them next to each other, right, if we're doing multiplication, is at most 13. So this is where it gets tricky. At most means this is the point we're at. So the most it can be is 13. So it's got to be that number or lower. Okay, so even just kind of writing it out like this, okay, at most means 13 is the most, so it's got to be below 13. So it's less than or equal to. So less than is always pointed to the left when the variable's on the left side. All right, here we go. So explain why the answer to the following problem is incorrect. Be detailed, okay? Then state the correct answer. So over here, we're gonna look at the steps. So from this step to this step, what did they do? All right, we know, all right, if we had this, the first step would be, because of PEMDAS, right, squaring 21 squared, which I'm gonna get my calculator out. 21 squared is 441. Now, did they do that on this next step? No. What did they do? They multiplied 1/3 and 21 together. Now, does multiplication come before exponents? No. So that's where they went wrong. They did not follow PEMDAS, okay? So you can actually do this problem by working it out correctly and then explaining, or you could just explain, they did not use PEMDAS. Oh, I always forget the D. PEMDAS. Sorry. PEMDAS. And I don't know what you mean if you say that. Or they did not use order of operations correctly. So to me, that's detailed enough. You could also say they did not, instead of doing exponents first, they multiplied first, which we don't do that. So just any explanation that kind of gives me that info. Okay. Moving on to number 9. So we're going to kind of zip through these real quick, but we're always going to add or subtract first when we're solving equations. So I'm going to add 3 on either side. And so when we add 3 on either side, 8 plus 3 is 12. I'm going to multiply by 2. We get W is equal to 24. Okay, and I'm going to go by these real quick, but if you need me to kind of work through them slower, you can come see me. That'll work. All right, let's move on to number 10. When we have parentheses, we're going to distribute first. So we get -3. Sorry. -3 times 1 is -3. -3 times -4 is +12. Plus 6p is equal to 69. I'm going to then combine like terms. So we have -3, just bringing that down. 12 plus 6 is 18p equals 69. We're going to add 3 on either side. 18p is equal to 72. Divide 72 by 18. And we get 4. That's a pretty number. All right, so p is equal to 4. All right, if you need to pause the video and kind of look through the steps a little more, you can. But that's how you do that. Okay, moving on to number 11. Again, we're going to distribute first. So we get -5, or 5 times -3 is -15. 5 times -3, again, is -15. And then we're going to bring everything else down, okay? Then again, shouldn't be an R here, sorry. Then we're going to combine like terms. If we see that, we don't see that. So we're going to try to get variables on one side, constants on the other. So I usually like putting the variables on the left side. It doesn't matter whichever side you want, but There's constant, I just want constants over here, so I'm gonna move these variables, the r's, over to this side. And how I do that is I cancel it out. But if I do it over here, I have to also do it over here. So this is negative 8r minus 15 equals 1. All right, and then again, we want variables on this side, constants on this side, so let's get rid of the constants on the left side. So we're gonna add 15. These will cancel. 8r is equal to 16. Oh, negative 8r, sorry. Make sure you bring down the negative. That's where people go wrong all the time, is just forgetting those little negatives. So we'll divide by negative 8. R is equal to negative 2. All right, so I would then go back through your work and just make sure you're not missing any negative signs or anything, okay? There you go. All right, moving on to this one. Again, we're gonna do the parentheses first, distribute. 2 times 9 is 18. For a second, I was like, wait, hold on, what? All right, then 2 times negative 4 is negative 8. We're going to combine like terms. And then this is 12k minus 8. Again, once we've combined like terms, we're gonna try to get variables on one side, constants on the other. So I have variables and constants on this side. I just want constants, so let's get rid of this 12. So we're gonna subtract negative 12 on this side, but if I do it over here, or subtract 12 on this side, so I gotta do it on this side as well. So we get 24, negative 12 plus 4 is negative 8k. It's negative 8, then I'm going to subtract 24 because I just want variables on this side and I want constants over here, so we gotta put those together. We get 8k is equal to negative 32 when we combine these, and then we'll divide by negative 8 and we get k is equal to 4. Negative divided by negative is a positive. All right, so we're done with those. Now we're gonna solve the proportions over here. So I'm going to cross multiply. 2 times negative 10 is negative 20. 4 times x is 4x. And I could have done this one first, it doesn't matter. So then we'll just divide by 4. All right, and we get negative 5. All right, then over here, this one's a little trickier. We do 2 times this whole expression, which is b plus 4. So make sure you put those in parentheses. And then 10 times 3, which is 30. I'm going to distribute 2b plus 8 is equal to 30. Subtract 8. 2b is equal to 22. Divide by 2. b is equal to 11. All right, and we're done. Okay, so let's work on this word problem. It says the ratio of freshmen to sophomores. So we want to keep in mind, okay, 2 to 6. I would go ahead as 2 to 6. So I would go ahead and label freshies and softies. Okay, there's not really a T in sophomores, but anyways. So we got the freshmen and the sophomores, 2 to 6. So I'm gonna go ahead and label those so I can keep them straight. There are, we're gonna make a proportion, 14 sophomores. So where's that 14 need to go? It needs to go with the sophomores. So we're gonna put it down here. In the class, how many freshmen are there? So this is what I'm trying to find. How many freshmen are there? So we're gonna cross multiply. 6x is equal to 28. Divide by 6. Okay, so x is equal to 4.67. So we have a part of a person right now. So we either have to round up or round down. So we're gonna say we're gonna round down to 4 freshmen because I can't have 0.767 of a person. So there's about 4 freshmen. That's what the little squiggle means, it's about. All right, here we go. Another proportion problem, 5 out of every 10 adults in a certain city buy their drugs at large drugstores. So I'm just gonna put large up here for large drugstores, and these are just normal drugstores, okay? If the city has 53,000 adults, okay, so the population is 10 adults, okay? So we're gonna put that 53,000 down here, okay? How many of these adults would you expect to buy the drugs at a drugstore? So that's the X I'm trying to find. How many buy it at large drugstores? Okay, so I'm cross multiplying 5 times 53,000. Okay, that is 256,000. And then this is 10x. So I'm gonna divide by 10, We get x is equal to 26,500 adults. So our answer is A. All right, yay, my favorite part. We're gonna simplify some radicals, okay? So here, when we simplify radicals, we always try to divide by the smallest number possible. So if I divide without getting a decimal, so I'm gonna take 75, I'm gonna divide it by 2, and I get 37.5, so that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna go to the next highest prime number, which is 3. Okay, if I divide 75 by 3, I get 3 and 25. Then we all know what 25 is divisible by, and that is 5. So we get a pair. We're gonna circle our pairs. We don't have a pair of 3s, but we do have a pair of 5s. One of these are gonna go out front. One of the 5s are. And whatever's left over, which is this 3, is gonna stay inside the radical. So that's our answer. All right, same thing over here. We're gonna always start with dividing by 2. 108 divided by 2 is 54. We're gonna keep dividing by 2 till we get a decimal. So we got 2 and 27. Let's do 27 divided by 2. Oh no, we get a decimal, 13.5. So we're gonna try dividing 27 by 3. Ooh, 3 and we get 9. And we know 9 is divisible by 3 and 3. So then we're gonna circle our pairs. We have a pair of 2s and a pair of 3s. I'm gonna take one of those 2s and bring it outside. I'm also gonna take one of those 3s and take it outside. And whatever's left over, I'm gonna keep inside the radical. Okay, so then we're done after we multiply those 2 together. Thank you. So then we're gonna move on to rationalizing denominators. So over here, we're going to, whatever radical we have in the denominator, we're going to multiply by both the top and the bottom. So we're gonna multiply square root of 2 over square root of 2, because we gotta get rid of the square root of 2 in the denominator. So we got 3 square root of 2 all over 2 times 2, which is the square root of 4, which you guys remember, there's a shortcut. If we're multiplying a pair of square roots, that square root can just go away. So the square root of 4 is 2. So we can do 3 square root of 2 all over 2 times 2 equals 3 square root of 2 all over 4, and we are done. Okay, because we can't simplify this any further after that. All right, now I'm gonna have to rewrite this because I kind of got into this problem space a little bit. All right, but this is our last problem. So whatever radical I have in the denominator, it cannot be there, so I gotta multiply it by both my top and the bottom. So we got 3. So when we're multiplying radicals like this, we do outside with outside, inside with inside. So 3 times, and we have imaginary 1 here, is 3. 2 times 6 is 12. All right, then we have, we're gonna multiply inside with inside, outside with outside again. And whatever's inside, we'll take the square root of 36. So this is 6 times 2 times 6. And then we notice that 12, we can actually simplify this further. So I'm gonna kind of pull it over to this side and do the square root of 12. It can be broken down between 2 and 6, 2 and 3. So I'm gonna circle my pair. We have 2 out here. Whatever is left over stays inside. So this is 3 times 2 times the square root of 3 all over 2 times 6, which is 12. 3 times 2 is 6, all over 12. 6 divided by 12. These have a common denominator, which is 6, so this reduces to 3 all over 2. And we're done. So this whole thing over here can reduce to this. Isn't that crazy? So that is all. If you need some extra practice, just let me know. But you guys are gonna do awesome. All right, bye.